A very good morning. I am Vandana Namdev, Assistant Professor, Department of Humanities and Liberal Arts. Welcome to one and all present here and thank you for joining this international workshop on writing and publication of academic research papers in index journal.
Thank you, Vandana ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, so it's my pleasure to walk you through the workshop, introduce you to the speakers and delegates that have come from all over the country. So today to share their knowledge and enhance our mental horizon. So this workshop is just not a workshop, it's a luxury for many people. And such workshop was the only way where people could enhance their knowledge and share a difference of opinion on a common platform. With this, I would like to call and welcome Dr. Deepthi Maheshwari, Dean, Faculty of Commerce Department, and I handed over this platform to her for welcoming speech. Deepthi ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Famina ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon, Galaxy of Intellect. On behalf of the Rabindranath Tagore University, Bhopal, it is indeed my privilege to extend a very warm welcome in this international workshop on writing and publication of academic research papers in Index Journal, organized by Faculty of Humanities and Liberal Arts, Management, Commerce, Rabindranath Tagore University, Bhopal. I extended a warm welcome to today's first eminent speaker, Dr. Vorkomal Visri, Associate Professor, Faculty of Business and Industrial Development, King Bokut University of Technology, North Bangkok, Thailand. Welcome, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Welcome. Namaste.
Thank you. I also extended warm welcome to today's second eminent speaker, Dr. Pri Arunachalam, Professor and HOD, Department of Applied Economics, Cochin University of Science and Technology, Cochin, Kerala.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. I welcome all deans and HODs from various departments and dear participants. Nowadays, writing a research paper is a basic requirement for a researcher. How to write a very good research papers. I know very well this is a very short time, short duration to understand how we can write a good research paper. But I hope I am pretty sure today's will be productive day to all participants and other guests, as they will get the more insights about the writing a good research paper. Basically, the main trigger points which is required to write a good research paper, and will also be able to write a good research paper in different areas. So hopefully this day is very wonderful to all of you. For this hope, I'll again extended my warm welcome to both his speakers and all deans and HOD. Thank you, Famina ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deepthi ma'am. You just welcome our eminent speaker. So with your welcome speech and taking the permission to all the dignitaries and the authorities of the university, RNTU, I begin with the very first session. So with this first session, we are going to opening up Dr. Vorkomala with a warm welcome of our eminent speaker. I would like to put little more light on her achievements, and after this we begin with the session with her. So Dr. Vorkomala received a bachelor's and master's of business from Central Queensland University, Sydney, Australia, and did her PhD from the Institute of International Studies, University, Thailand. She also worked currently as an associate professor in business at Faculty of Business and Industrial Department, King Mongkut University of Technology, North Bangkok, Thailand. She is also in committee board of the Association of Research of Thailand. Her research is majorly focuses on reskill, upskill, and design thinking in 21st century. She is the author of Emperor of Scholars Light, Anti-Corruptions in Thailand 2019, and co-editor in many journals in Thailand, Indonesians, and of course, India. She is currently working a book on human resource management, human resource development, as well as leading an anti-corruption project in Thailand. Now, I would like to call Dr. Wakumola to share their knowledge and vast experience with us. Ma'am.
Hi, hello, namaste. Firstly, I would like to thank you, everyone. And this is not my first time. And so it's about 50 times about webinar with the Indian, Indonesian, and Thailand. And you know, every time is very excited. And today also, as you know, in Thailand is very bad situation for the COVID-19. We need to work from home, you know, and I'm very enjoy to share about my knowledge about the writing the paper. Okay. First of all, today I just share my knowledge and just a little bit workshop. Firstly, I would like to share about my experience. I have been teach in Thailand and also some of cards from Indonesia. Like my experience is about 11 years right now. Okay, with the academic writing. From my experience, firstly, I would like to tell you very hard. When I'm graduate, it's about PhD. I always study in the library. I'm graduate like the 10-15 years ago. As you know, 15 years ago, doesn't have a database on the computer, on internet, something like that. I have been sit in the library, stay on library like 3 months, okay, from 9 to 8 p.m. every day for 1 year. After that, I graduate. So it's quite hard, very, very hard for me and tough for writing the paper. And I feel you feel right now what is the start. And okay, actually I would like to share my experience. Finally, to talk, I'm not good in English much because I'm so strong Thai accent, and I need to share about the PowerPoint, so you must be much more understand my Thai accent. Okay. Okay. Firstly, for this today, I would like to share about how to write a good research paper. This is my name and this is my university name, King Mongkut University of Technology, North Bangkok. Okay, we have like university and technology, but I'm very low tech, you know, but we failed for the coronavirus, so everything online. I need to learn about the IT and internet active or something like that. So I'm not really well right now, but it's okay. Okay, so actually, how to write a good research paper? You know, the research paper or the research in the world, we have two types, right? For science and social science, right? Yeah, for my part is social science. Social science is mean business and IT, right? And something is like have philosophy. Something you need the qualitative and quantitative research also. So you need to understand first thing for all the research in the world, you have to clue questions about the research what is the problem. If you don't have the problem in everything, so you cannot find out the answer at the end. My professor teach me like this, and after 15 years, from my experience, it's true, you know, because if we don't have the question in social science, so we can like do all finish about the 5 chapter. So why my PowerPoint is not slide? What on? Okay, what is the first? There is no way to get experience except the tool of experience. Everything, you know, you cannot you cannot like when you are the researcher, you need to get about experience year by year, right? For myself, for example, myself, I cannot write a paper at year 1, but I'm finished PhD for the 5 year, so graduate, yeah. So, but my PhD thesis or dissertation like 15 years ago is not that good enough compared to nowadays, because nowadays we have very application in computer such as Quizbox to paraphrasing to something like that. So this is a good application to help you to fast writing the paper seriously. So maybe you apply all the things. You need to, you know, nothing gets free in this world. Sometimes you need to pay for the fast tag, something like that. Okay. Okay. What I would like to share about my experience.
Sir, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you later.
How to writing paper is a skill. As I told you at the beginning, everything needs the skill. You can, in 21st century, you can develop yourself by reskill and upskill. So writing paper is the same thing. It's the skill. You need to practice every day. You cannot just like, oh, wake up one day and you write. Cannot. It's not good enough. So all the research you need to keep in your mind about the writing, the paper is the skill. And the first thing I would like to tell you about many people, many papers are badly writing because they did not prepare. They did not have foundation, good foundation enough. And then whatever you're gonna do first, you need to understand the questions, right? I told you, and you need to understand about the concept, about the qualitative and quantitative, how different. You know, you cannot use about qualitative research for all database, you know, and you cannot use qualitative for all database. It's the same. So many researchers stuck on the badly writing because they don't have strong foundation. So if you don't have strong foundation, you cannot do pillar and finish the house, right? So many people stuck on the paper are badly writing. And the next one is like good writing. Good writing is a skill you can learn. Yeah. And why I said like that? Because now, as I told you, 21st century, you need collaboration and writing every day. And for myself, I'm very bad in English, you know. but I need to practice, and I'm fail. It's about reviewer reject my paper is about 15 times to reject for score part Q1 and emerald, but I'm trying my best and practice. Finally, I get score pass Q1 right now, but it takes time. It's about 1.5 years. Yeah. So good writing is a skill you can learn, and it's a Rome doesn't build in one day. It's the same. Everything you need to practice. It is a skill that is worthy to learning, right? Yeah. But the first at all, you need to believe in yourself. You can do it. If you not believe in yourself or positive thinking, you cannot do it. If you think is, oh, that article very hard, I cannot write it at all. Change your mind, change your concept, and go ahead, go to library and read and practice. Okay. And why is a skill that is worthy to learning? You will get more point, more paper access, not in the one time, not in the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, and your idea will have more impact. Okay, impact with the researcher, with your students, with your co-worker, with your environment that inside and external and internal, and you will have better idea after you practice. You will, if you read a lot and practice a lot, so you will get a knowledge, your knowledge, and if you get your knowledge, so you can create conceptual framework on your paper. Okay, and this is increasing important. And how to write the paper? Actually, writing the paper, the old concept is like idea, and after that do the research and write the paper, and this one is the long concept. You need to have the idea and start writing the paper and do the research. Yeah, this one do the research, not write the paper. Your paper is like research. And first art to be clear and focus. You need to focus, okay? And historize what we don't understand. So when you read your article, it's like 10 articles, you need to skim about the paper, skim, not read all 10 paper. It's like gonna be take your time a lot or something like that, and open the way to dialogue with other, reality checks, critical and collaboration. Yeah. For myself, I have like 5,000 friends on my Facebook, and when I'm post and when I'm share something, it's like one of my friends said it's wrong, and they're gonna fix my paper for me, inbox, and they find out how to publish my paper to score part 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is the good thing for collaboration. You need to find out more friends on Facebook or the group of researchers on internet, on WhatsApp or something like that for publication. And the next thing is like, do not be a faculty. You need to have fantastic idea before you can write the paper. It means you need to read a lot and contribute or write by your own word. And after that, you will summarize by your own concept or own idea. Writing the paper is how you develop the idea in the first page. Okay, you read too many paper and you summarize by your own, something like that. Okay, write a paper and give talk about any idea, no matter how weakly and insignificant it may seem to you. Okay, okay, for the purpose of your paper. What is purpose of paper? This one in the chapter 1. For the paper or for the publication article, paper communication, the idea you go to infect the mind of your reader with your idea like the virus. Yeah. And paper are far more durable than program. Okay. It means when your idea happen, you need to share with your collaboration, your friend, and after that, your idea gonna be like the virus connect like the marketing is mouth the power of mouth, right, of words. Okay, and the virus you can share about the idea to publication on internet or something like the other access that every researcher can get in, and the creator's idea are iterator worthless if you keep them to yourself. That's why I told you again, you need to share and collaboration with the other. Okay, you if you give something for the other people, you will get a good thing back in the future for sure. So share everything that you know. If you share everything that you know, so after that you will get new knowledge or about new skill from the other researcher, something like that. Okay, and the idea, what the idea reusable inside, useful to the reader. Reader need to get something from your paper. Once I have been go to one of university, it's like sit in the library and read, finish all the paper, but I don't know what they said and I don't know what the idea come from. It's like, you know, it doesn't mean important words on research can have, it always happen to the researcher sometimes. So the idea very, very important. So you need to think about figure out what your idea is. You need to summarize and make certain that the reader is in no doubt what the idea is, be 100% specific. Okay, the main idea of the paper is, okay, this one is very important. The main idea of the paper, properly you need to write the idea paper in the first sentence, second sentence, in the introduction, you know, and in the section, we present the main contribute of the paper. Okay, and many papers contain a good idea, but do not distill what they are. Okay, yeah, they don't know what they are, what they're writing. So what is happened with your paper, I don't understand. When I'm finished reading your paper, don't do like that. Okay, and your narrative flow, here is the problem. It is an interesting problem. It is an unsolved problem. And here, this is my idea. My idea is work, detail, and data. And here, how my idea compare with the other people approach. Yeah, this one is narrative 4. Okay, I wish I know how to solve that. I see how that works. Engineers, okay, this is the narrow 4. You need to keep starting with the research. And for this one, I would like to give you about the example for structure of the conference or paper. The title is about the 1,000 lister. Okay, abstract in 4 sentences and 100 readers. And introduction is the 1 pages and 100 reader. And the problems 1 page and 10 readers. And my idea 2 pages and 10 reader. And the detail 5 pages, 3 readers. And limits work 1 to 2 pages. 10 readers, and conclusion and future work is about 0.5 pages. And okay, the abstract. What the abstract definition? How to write the abstract? Abstract is the writing abstract last. Okay, after you finish 5 chapters, you go back to write the abstract. Okay, abstract is like the first cover, what is interest inside, what is inside of your research, refer to what, blah, 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 something like that. So the abstract very important, okay? Used by the program committee member to decide with the paper to read, okay? And 4 sentence. What is 4 sentence? 4 sentence is the first one state of the problem. Say why it is an interesting problem, and say what your solution achieve. Say what follow from your solution. Okay, let's go to moving to the structure. The first one abstract got the 4 sentence, and now point to introduction. Introduction is like only 1 page. Okay, and the problem 1 page, and my idea 2 pages, and detail 5 pages. Readers work 1 to 2 pages, and conclusion and future work 0.5 pages. Okay. Okay. This is the example that I always give to my students for the introduction 1 pages. What is including for the introduction at the first page? First, you need to describe the problem. And the second one, you need to state your contributions.
I mean, awards. We are lagging behind. How much we are lagging behind with even our own neighboring country, China. Just an example only. I want to share with you. India has around 15 lakh 3,000 teachers working in universities at the colleges level. Nearly 15 lakhs 3,000. I'm telling the approximate figure. I mean, it may varies. 15 lakhs and 3,000. I mean, teachers are working in universities and colleges. Out of that, nearly 11 lakh and around 3,000. I mean, teachers are working only in the colleges. Only 2.1 lakh teachers only working in the university level and institutions like IITs, IIMs, and other research level institutions. And here in 2005, the Knowledge Commission clearly pointed out that nearly 84% of our teachers are working in colleges. 84% of our total number of teachers are working in colleges. Only 16% of the teachers are working in the research institutions, universities, and this type of IITs, IIM, something like that. But unfortunately, we are expecting Government of India or UGC or MHRD, they are expecting only the university teachers are working in research centers or IITs, IIMs should write more. And at the same time, the teachers are working in the colleges, though they are excellent in teaching, but unfortunately, the way the way we are expecting, the way the encouragement or boost is provided to the college teachers is not sufficient enough to make them write. Though many of them used to write books, but in the form of articles, research articles. It's not sufficient. The result is that I can tell you, in 1990s, Indian researchers published around 11,563 research papers in 1990, and exactly the year 1990. 11,563 research papers Indian researchers published. Do you know how many research papers China published at that time? China published only 6,991 research papers. Just half of what India published. India published 11,563 research papers, but China published only 6,991 research papers in 1990. Then, in 2005, do you know what happened to China? China published around 72,632 research papers by 2005. China, how many times they increased the publications? Just imagine that, just 6,991, 92, 72,632 research publications in 2005. But on the opposite to China, India in 1990 published 11,563. In 2005, India published only 25,227 research publications. Just imagine that how many times China increased its publication, research publications, and just India's population just doubled, maybe 25,227 publication in 2005. In 2018, China published 5,28,263 research publications. In the year 2018, China published 5,28,263 research publications. China researchers, scientists published. But India, 2018, India published only 1,35,788. You can see the difference. In 1990, China published half than what Indian scientists published. But by the time 2018, they published even 3 times more than what Indian researchers, scientists, even university teachers, college research scholars published. From that, you can understand how much behind we are with China. And nearly China spends around 2.1% of their budget for research and development activities. In China, I'm telling you that. But in India, government of India budget for research activities is 0.7%, just 0.7%. But at the same time, China spends around 2.1%. Even South Korea spends 2.2%, 4.2%. USA also spending that much amount of equivalent to that of money. Because of, the large amount of money allotted for research and development purposes, more funds flowing to the researchers, and more infrastructural facilities are created, more lab facilities, library facilities, and encouragement for publishing papers also, provided in Western countries. But unfortunately, UGC, used to provide some amount of money for publishing research articles and writing books, but that been stopped after 12th 5-year plan. Now no grant is available from University Grant Commission or MHRD. If you write good papers in elsewhere journal or even foreign journals, you may get very meager amount of money. Maybe around $5, something like that. But other than that, the encouragement for writers, particularly young researchers, is not that much encouraging at present in India. And because of the lack of research publications, I can tell you that 2020 China submitted around 59 applications for getting patent rights. In 2020, I'm telling, China submitted filed applications for getting patent right around 59,000. You know how much India submitted? Only 2,000, around 2,000, 50 something, like 2,050 something. we are, in fact, we have to compare why I'm telling this latest figure. Yes, 1990, where India stands, India published double the amount of Chinese publications, but in due course, due to lack of, interest from the academicians, due to proper, scientific encouragement from the government side, and due to lack of job opportunities for the youngsters. Because youngsters will come forward, write more if employment opportunities are guaranteed for the youngsters. We have last year India produced around 40,300 research scholars in India. You cannot imagine, only 1/3 of the PhD scholars only got on employment opportunities in recognized institutions. The remaining 2/3 of the research scholars, nearly 25 to 30, 28,000 research scholars did not get a job opportunities, and not only job opportunities. They're not getting the University Grant Commission prescribed pay scale and salary protection, pension scheme, and so many insurance benefits, provident fund benefits. So many other benefits are there for employed people. Those benefits are not applied to this type of youngsters. Even after 30 years, we could see that a large number of PhD scholars are there without getting job opportunities. Even you could not imagine that 2 years back, I read in newspaper that in states like Uttar Pradesh, PhD scholars applied for peon post. PhD scholars applied for sweeper post in Uttar Pradesh. Even in Tamil Nadu, I can point out many instances that PhD students are going for Mahatma Gandhi National Employment Guarantee Program jobs. This is, this is what going on in India. So one side, the way we have to encourage the youngsters to write is not there. Another side, the employment opportunities for them is not created. And because of lack of encouragement from the government side in the form of employment opportunities for them, and proper, educational facilities for them, we are wasting, very large 2/3 of our research scholars in India, and that is reflected in the publications. That's what I can tell you, that why India began, in publications compared with China, because 2/3 of research scholars are not interested to write anything, or they're not encouraged properly, scientifically, systematically to write any issues. But actually, India is the country, you can see that the highly talented youngsters are available. Not like in our generation, my generation, writing is, we have to go to the library, we have to sit there, because there are time limit in the libraries. And the morning, 9 o'clock, 4 o'clock, within that period, we have to write whatever, the references we have to write it. Because even photocopies facilities are also not available in certain cities. So we have to keep on writing, and that took a lot of time to write a paper. But nowadays, the youngsters are, highly talented youngsters, researchers. They have all the facilities. They have computer, they have laptop, they have internet. Any idea regarding poverty, immediately they can get references regarding how World Bank defined poverty. It is about $1.25 per day, or it is about $1.9 per day, or it is about $2 per day, or it is about $3.1 per day. Whatever definition is available regarding poverty, you can easily get it on the spot. So if properly, employment opportunities are created for them, if properly encouraged to write, give some financial support to them to write research papers, definitely they can write very excellent research papers. Even even Americans cannot imagine. That's what I am telling them. Even Europeans cannot imagine that much. Talent we have, but unfortunately, our potentials are not being fully, utilized, exploited by due to lack of employment opportunities for the youngsters. That I want to share in this platform. And now directly coming to the point that already our vice shared a lot of information regarding that. What are the problems our youngsters are facing at present? I already told that lack of employment opportunities always demotivating the youngsters, our research scholars. If employment opportunities are available immediately after PhD program, definitely the supervisors can force them write very good research papers. Even the universities can, I mean, force them write, I mean, bring very good excellent publications in elsewhere journals, in Scopus Index journals. Even University Grant Commission, MHRD can, I mean, they direct so many guidelines, tough guidelines to the youngsters. Unless if you fulfill all the I mean requirements, you will not be provided a job in the academic field. They can dictate. But unfortunately, our research scholars are, I mean, don't know what to do after PhD program. That everywhere I have seen, I never seen such, I mean, pathetic condition in USA or European countries. Even countries like Indonesia, students are, I mean, so I mean, so enthusiastic in doing research programs. They are very happy to go to different parts of Indonesia, Jakarta, or even I mean, Palembang, to write, I mean, to present their findings, to discuss with the local leaders. But in India, that type of encouragement, that type of, I mean, that opportunity is not available. So because of that one, our students are, I mean, most of them, they're dull in doing their research. And if you ask them to, I mean, just write a paper, what they don't know. I mean, the motivation is not there. The job motivation is not there. The financial support motivation is not there. I mean, because of this lack of motivations, and we cannot expect more from the students also. We cannot force them to, you go for this problem, you go for that problem, you write this time, this many times, that many that things is not there. And another important point I would like to share with you is that a language, already, I mean, Vaisri clearly pointed out that simple language, and people can, anybody, even a simple person, even a common man should understand what you got. That is very important. And another point at this juncture I want to share with you. I mean, as far as Indian education system is concerned, we have different type of education system. Urban people have very rich, established research institutions, schools, colleges. So we have highly, talented students in the urban areas. At the same time, in rural areas, in backward areas, in hill areas, in coastal areas, we have students with lack of, this type of modern, ultra modern, library facilities and lab facilities, library facilities, even internet facilities are also not available for them. And sometimes the language made the problem. That is why I often used to say, ask wherever I go, I used to ask our young researchers, if you are from Odisha, you write in Odia language first. You just think in your mother tongue. You think in your mother tongue. You write your research paper in your mother tongue. Later on, we can convert. Later on, we can translate that into English paper, whatever may be the national language, whatever. But before writing your statement of the problem, before put into a paper on what idea you have, what you want to convey, what you want to write, what you want to say to the society or to the government or to the economy, you think in your mother tongue. If you are well versed, if you are good in Hindi, write in Hindi. If you are good in Assami, you write in Assam. Write in Assam. If you are from Rajasthan, write in Rajasthani language. If you are from Kannada, just write in Kannada. Later on, now we have a lot of opportunities to translate your work into English. Why I'm telling that? If you go to German, German people write their research findings only in German language. If you go to France, they are writing their research findings only in French language. Even if you go to Russia, they write mostly they write in Russian language. Even go to China, they write in Chinese language. Even Japan also, to a large extent, they write their research findings only in Japanese language. Later, they translate that only into English language. Then go for, all the necessary corrections as our Vice pointed out. That then go for, publication. So language should not be a problem for our young researchers. That's what I want to share with you. If researchers scholars are, I hope that more research scholars are here. Forget about your language. Whether you are writing standard, excellent English language, forget about your language standard. you think in your mother tongue. Since India is a very large country with, I mean, even one can say the hundreds of languages, and but I mean, and so we have to give opportunity to each and every, I mean, person, research scholar. So, but opportunities are, though we are giving a research of, I mean, equal opportunities, but as far as the language opportunity is concerned, urban people are more, I mean, enjoying the language, I mean, advantage, but rural areas students are not enjoying that opportunity. That's why I'm telling that students from rural areas, students from coastal areas, students from backward areas, even backward communities, backward castes, they can write in their mother tongue. Later on, there are, I mean, people who help them, who are ready to help them to translate the work into English language. Then you can go for publication. So this point, I mean, you have to keep, you have to research scholars keep it in their mind. Another important factor is that, as I mean, Vice clearly pointed out that scholars have all the opportunities. Every knowledge is with you. The only thing, you have to take. Suppose you want to learn swimming, at any cost you have to jump into the water. Without jumping into the water, you cannot, I mean, swim. I mean, you cannot learn how to swim in the water, how to swim in the well, how to swim in the river, how to swim in the ocean, whatever may be. So first step, if you if you want to be a good, I mean, researcher, good writer, first step you just start writing whatever may be. You just write about your house, just write about write about yourself. I am this much tall enough, I'm this much, I mean, I have this much weight, I my I like this color very much, I like this shoe very much, I like, I mean, go to gym very much. Just write like about you, just write. Then write about your house. My house is, I mean, we have 10 cents of land. My house is around 1,000 square feet house. We have 4 rooms, and we have this many curtains, this many doors, this many windows, this many. Simple, very simple. Write about your house. Then write about your street. Right, how many people are there? How many houses are in your street? And how many people are having very good houses? I mean, concrete houses. How many people houses are, I mean, thatched houses are in a poor condition, houses with, I mean, poor people. And how many people are having 4-wheelers? How many people are having 2-wheelers? And write about your street. Then write about your village. I mean, your village. How many people are there? Maybe 10,000 people are there in village, or 5,000 people are there in the village. Then our village, traditionally our society is, I mean, caste based, community based, but we always live together in a particular village. I analyze our village. Out of, I mean, out of 1,000 households in your village, how many people are coming from this particular community caste? How many people are from other community, other caste, other community? How many people are Hindus? How many people are Christians? How many people are, I mean, Muslims? How many people are Buddhists? I mean, just make a, I mean, analysis step by step. First step is it start from you, your house, your street, your village. Then after that, you come to taluk level or panchayat level or district level. Then by the time when you come to, I mean, state level, for example, Odisha or Madhya Pradesh or Bihar or Uttar Pradesh, by the time when you come to write about your state, you'll be having complete idea. I mean, how to write a sentence, how to write a simple sentence, how to, I mean, convey what you have in your mind to the reader who is going to read your paper, and what you want to convey regarding your state, what you want to convey. Regarding, I mean, your, I mean, culture, what you want to convey. Regarding your economy, what you want to convey. Regarding your, I mean, the government, I mean, the organization structure of the, I mean, your state, what you want to convey to others. I mean, what about the poverty? What about the unemployment rate? What about the agriculture production? What about the service sector organization, I mean, in your area? What about the industrial development in your area? What about foreign direct investment in your area? How many employment opportunities were created by the previous government for the last 5 years? And what the present government promised, I mean, to do for the common people for the next 5 years or 10 years. So these are the things you can write in a very simple language, If you are not good in English, forget about the language, write in your mother tongue. Whatever may the mother tongue, you just write in a simple way and draw a simple graph, pie diagrams, bar diagrams. Vice they already shown some graphs and graphical representation of the simple way of pie diagrams, bar diagrams, even Lawrence curve. And that isn't that way. You can simple way you can explain it. About finally you can come to India. India is like that. India is the sixth largest economy in the world, and we have by 1947 India had a 340 million population. At present we have 1.39 billion population, like that. So this way you can come to the later stage, but but you are right. And as wisely pointed out that we have different type of writers. For example, and one of the advantages of an academic field in India is that you are totally free to write. One of the advantage, though we have so many hurdles, lack of employment opportunities, lack of financial support, lack of infrastructure facilities, research scholars are facing at present, but still, one of the advantage of our academic system in India is that we have the right, we have the freedom to write. You can write anything. You can write anything. A simple example. Whatever. That is why in the Hindu papers or most of the reputed journal, dailies, you could see that writers used to write about their views, their ideas. But by the time when it comes to press, the Hindu paper used to write that whatever ideas expressed by the author, he is the owner of, he is the person. He is the owner of his ideas and views. The Hindu paper will not take the responsibility of, ideas, views expressed by the author. Just imagine that here the publisher is not taking any responsibility of what ideas expressed by the author, writer. But the writer is having the right. The writer is the person who is writing about a particular issue. He has the whatever consequences, whether he is getting positive comments or whether he is getting negative comments or whether he is getting some threatened calls from people from different directions. So he is responsible. But what you can understand is that individuals have the right to write anything about Indian economy, and it's very easy also. So compared to teaching, for example, Wisely brought a lot of PPT points to present here. Because she would have spent a lot of time for that, because without any corrections, without any mistakes. Why no mistakes in the PowerPoint presentations is that many times it's presented, if there are corrections, if there are mistakes, you have corrected it. But at the same, yes, while writing a research paper, you have a lot of opportunities to correct your paper. You have a lot of opportunities to add your data with your existing data source. You can add new information. If certain points are not relevant to your topic, your research work, you can delete it. That chances are there. You can add some new points. You can add a new data. You can add a new information. You can update your research paper. And then accordingly you can make a lot of changes, because today or tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 1 month, 2 months, by the time 3 months, if you take to write a paper, by the time 3 months, more than 30-40 times, you have read your paper, automatically without any mistake you can present your paper. But while taking a class, it's a different issue. If suppose we are going to attend a class for PG students or MBA students or MA students, and suppose we make a mistake, suppose you say something wrong example, or if you say something wrong, if you say some data which is not relevant, which is outdated, once you set about the data, then you cannot correct it. Because if you say some data in the classroom teaching, at the time of teaching, if you say something, later on you cannot correct it, because already you have made a statement about that issue. already you have, you have stated about a particular data, already you made a statement about in government of India, something like that. So writing is easier and interesting than taking classes. That point, most of the youngsters never, take this point in their mind. Writing is very simple, very interesting, and you can write your own ideas, you can write your own views, and later on you can update it, you can later on you can correct it. Finally, you can send the, your ideas to the publisher. But in the classroom teaching, if you made a mistake, if you made a wrong statement in the class, you cannot, withdraw this. You can say, sorry for the, wrong information. But already you made a mistake by telling wrong example, wrong information, wrong data in the classroom. That's why I'm telling that the research articles, there are a lot of opportunities to correct your data, your information. You can enrich your data. You can make go for more valuation about your research work. Then finally, by the time when it reaches the publisher, definitely, they will think that, you have contributed a very nice, research paper. And as what are the contents should be there in the research paper, already our Viceroy clearly explained. Abstract should be there, content should be there, your name will be there, and how many keywords should be there, and introduction should be there, main analysis section should be there, then the summary conclusion, then make the findings, summary conclusion, and the scope for further study. These are the items should be there. But certain cases, number of papers need not within 10 pages. You can go for 20 pages of research article. So suppose if you have your areas like that, or if your interest is like that, you can go up to 20 pages for writing a good research paper. But main contents should be like that. And you can include some, bar diagrams, pie diagrams, even graphical representations like growth charts you can include, even tables you can explain, and this way, even map also you can include, and by this way you can make your paper much attractive. To ensure that there are many people are coming forward and read that. And another important aspect I want to share with you, don't think that, as Vice already pointed out, citations. Citation is, is very important for us. How many people are going to read our paper? How many people are going to refer our paper? How many people are going to, take our paper as an example for, that paper? That's very well and good. But as far as engineering field is concerned, as far as medical field is concerned, as far as science, natural science field is concerned, is well and good. Because suppose for solving the COVID-19 problem, suppose Indian scientists invented a particular medicine, definitely that medicine is universally applicable. Whether if India invented a medicine for COVID-19, or American scientists invented a medicine, or Russian scientists invented a medicine, but these medicines are having universal applications in the sense that same formula we can use it. The same formula American can use it, the same formula Japanese used it, they can test it in the lab. So definitely, if Indian scientists tell that we have invented a medicine for COVID-19, definitely the scientists from America will refer this paper, the scientists from Japan will refer this paper, even scientists from Soviet Union, Russia will refer this paper, or even even European countries also will refer this paper. Automatically the citations, the index for that particular paper will be much higher, because this idea is having universal application. But at the same time, as far as social sciences are concerned, some cases we are writing about our own problems, because as I told that India is full of different caste groups. Major community is there, minority communities are there, middle level communities are there, even minuscule minority communities are there in India. Suppose if you want to study about a nomadic tribal community in India, they may be available only in certain pockets in India. Maybe their population may be around 2,000, 4,000, maybe less than that. This population, the tribal population, is of not importance for America. Suppose you made a study about a particular tribal people in India, their population is only 4,000. about their culture, about their food habit, about their, settlement areas, about their language, about their food habit, about their dress habit, about their, festival, about their culture, everything. If you want to study about a particular tribal community in India, who are very minority in the sense that so many minority communities are in India with very few people population. Even Kerala, there is one tribal community that they are telling that only is around 300, less than 300 population. Suppose if you want to study about that type of population, this data, what idea you want to study about the tribal group, it's not applicable to Americans. Americans least bother about the Indian tribals who are nomadic or who are not having food, those who are roaming on the roadside, so it has no universal application. And but your work is excellent one, because as far as sociology is concerned, as far as the demographic system is concerned, you have done an excellent work by taking a minority scheduled tribe community. Their population is less than 4,000. They are living in a particular village, in a particular state, in particular like that. You study the entire aspect of that particular community, socio-economic conditions. What about their social system? What about their economic system? How they are, generating income? Whether they have bank accounts? Whether they have any assets? Whether they have houses? And how long they be in one particular place? How long they keep on moving from one place to another place? Like that type of, you could conduct a survey, you could conduct a research, you can publish a paper, but this paper is not importance for Americans or Australians or Europeans. So that definitely the citation for your paper or even index for your paper will be very less. Even if you publish it in a Scopus journal, only those who are concerned about the tribal population will read your paper. But other than that, it's of no importance for them. So as far as social sciences is concerned, the number of citations will be very less. The number of index also will be very less. Even if you publish Scopus index, people will be the citation will be very less. So that does not mean that your work is bad. That does not mean that you have done a bad work. It is not like that. You have done an excellent work on about particular tribal community, but due to lack of citations, lack of index, you should not underestimate yourself. Next time you go for you take you compare this tribal people with another tribal people. You compare. First effort you have to study about a minuscule minority tribal community. Then you compare this tribal people with another tribal community who are much advanced, a settled type of tribal community within your state. Then later on, you can compare this another opportunity for writing another paper, research paper. Then later on, you compare different various tribal communities in a particular village or particular taluk or particular district. And then later on, you can go at the state level. Madhya Pradesh level or UP level or Bihar level or Chhattisgarh level, or even like that type of you can expand. By the time when you later on you can compare our tribal community with tribals in Indonesia, tribals in Malaysia, because Malaysia also has a tribal population. My good friend Doris frequently used to present the papers regarding what type of social development is taking among the tribal communities in Malaysia. And you can compare India's tribal population with those tribal people. Later on, you suppose similarly you can compare Indian tribal population with the Ethiopian tribal people also, because in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian government, have indigenous population in the hill areas, and the Ethiopian government, will not interfere their, day-to-day life matters. Let the tribal people, live as they like it. Instead of, in India, what happened? We brought the tribal people from forest area to the settlement areas. Because of that, bring the tribal people from forest areas to settlement areas, they became very poor. For a simple example, I can tell you, initially tribals were living in the forest area, their own way of life, maybe They may be eating fruits or vegetables or or roots or animals, whatever they had in the forest area, they have their own style of life. But later on, what happened in the name of protecting the forest, in the name of protecting the environment, in the name of protecting the ecosystem, we brought the tribal people from forest area to the non-forest area. And here we are, though we government of India or most of the state governments provided them some 5 acres of land or 2 acres of land or 1 acre of land, but they don't have the system of settled life. And ultimately, later what happened? All these tribal people become very poor, and they're not only poor, and they're waiting for the government. To provide rice or cereals, oil through the public distribution system. So, but at the same time, in countries like Ethiopia, they did not bring any tribal people to the urban areas, and let the tribal people be there in their forest area. If they hunt deers, let them hunt. If they hunt crocodile, let them hunt and eat the crocodile. This system you got to understand. But in India, we have all the Environmental Act, Animal Protection Act. By implementing Animal Protection Act, we did not allow the tribal people to hunt the deers, whatever. They used to eat in the animals, hunt, they eat in the forest area. But in Ethiopian country, the tribals were allowed to hunt crocodiles, deers. Let them have their own way of life. Government will not interfere, but government is protecting them. Government is protecting them by giving some amount of money and by any necessary items, because there's not die due to starvation. But in India, we brought another system. Because of that one, the tribals are having so many issues in India. So this way, I want to convey that issues start from small issue, start from small identity. Later on, you expand it. Similarly, I can tell you, in India we have so many. Caste. India is full of caste groups only, community groups only, and each and every caste is unique in nature. Each and every caste, I'm telling that. I'm not telling entire social group. I'm telling each and every community caste in India, they have their own uniqueness in the form of culture, in the form of food, in the form of dress, in the form of celebrating festivals in their villages, in the form of worshipping, in the form of creating assets, in the form of working in the field, the form of rearing cow, in the form of rearing cattle. So every caste, I'm telling that every caste has uniqueness. And but generally, instead of studying, go to the micro level. Generally, what we used to do, the Madhya Pradesh people are like that. A Madhya Pradesh rural area is like that. The Madhya Pradesh urban area, urban areas like that. So this way, we used to generalize things, but actually it's not like that. Each and every caste group in India, they have their own economic identity, their own social ideology, identity. They have their own cultural identity. They have, so those things should be studied. And so we have n number of opportunities to write research papers in India, n number of research opportunities right in India. But unfortunately, we concentrate only on certain issues. Either we concentrate on agriculture development, either we concentrate on industrial development, either we concentrate on service sector development or rural areas, urban areas. That way only generally we do research. But actually, there are n number of opportunities are available for the researchers to write research papers in India. That's why I'm telling that each and every caste group, every village, India, more than 6 lakh villages are there in India. Suppose if everybody is writing about their own village, at least we would have published 6 lakh research papers every year. Just imagine that if every researcher, every villager in our village area writes a paper about their village, about their culture, about their, something like that, at least every year 6 lakh research papers we would publish in India. But unfortunately, we lag behind. We publish only less than 1.5 lakh publications annually. At the same time, China publishing more than 5 lakh publications every year, and pattern wise also they are going ahead with compared to India. This way, our young researchers should come forward to write more and Sudhis already called me. I mean, maybe due to time, and now I'm coming. These are the, right. Because writing I explained. I'm just adding some points with. I mean, our vice 3 only. Another important as publications. As I told that before 1990 and all, so young faculty members had a lot of problems in publishing research papers because only prescribed, I mean, journals were available. You have to publish only in those journals, then only you will be promoted. But now, after that, what happened? ISSN number has come, International Standard Series number. I mean, that's been accepted by University Grant Commission for publishing research papers. And after that, I mean, 2017 onwards, what happened? University Grant Commission came with, I mean, you have to have publish your papers only in the UGC numbered journals. The University Grant Commission collected, I mean, details regarding publishers, and they used to assign some numbers. And accordingly, we got to publish only in those UGC numbered journals. After then, from 2019 July onwards, UGC brought another regulation that you can publish, I mean, Scopus journal, you can publish in peer-reviewed journal also, you can publish for your research purpose, you can publish. And that also well and good. I mean, now you have more opportunities to publish in peer-reviewed journals, but still most of the, I mean, state governments, I mean, they're stick on to UGC numbered journals, UGC CAR listed journals, something like that. But what I want to suggest to this, I mean, young researchers is that let the, I mean, Rabindranath Tagore University have your own journal. You start a journal. It's multidisciplinary journal. Forget about Scopus indexed by. Forget about whether Americans are reading your paper or Japanese are reading your paper. Forget about that one. Your university should have a multidisciplinary journal, and every year you researchers, you young faculty members, you write papers about what your interest areas. What are maybe the interest areas, and accordingly. You can publish, you can put your pool your, I mean, different research papers, you can publish as your own research journal. Then you send a report request to the University Grant Commission. The Rabindranath Tagore University is having multidisciplinary journal and kindly recognize this journal. Definitely, immediately you will get it. Because what UGC is telling, journals, mainly journals should be, I mean, published by the colleges and universities. And if at all, if private agency, I mean, private individuals are publishing research journals like book, different book companies, then they have to get permission from the University Grant Commission. And for that, they have to get, I mean, recommendation from some university vice chancellors or IKC, I mean, coordinators, something like that. There are conditions for the private people, private, I mean, scientific publishers. But in fact, really, if I say, there are a large number of private individuals, they are publishing excellent research papers collected from young researchers in India, in abroad also. But in addition to that, but for them getting a UGC CAR number or CAR entering into UGC CAR list is a little bit, it's a tough job. But for university level, colleges wanted to start a journal. If a university wanted to start a journal, it's very easy. You just, I mean, write a request through your vice chancellor, directly write to the University Grant Commission. They will accept it because it is a research institution. Universities, I mean, forwarding a request letter for publishing a paper, definitely UGC will recognize your journal. You can publish your research publications in that journal. Every year you can publish it, or if you have more papers, month you can go for biannual. Twice in a year you can publish 10 papers every journal, or 10 depends upon the number of research papers. You can ask your own research scholars to publish in those research journals, and you can invite research papers from your neighboring other universities, other colleges, even other states also. So later on, you can expand your area to the, I mean, entire from European countries, from America, from Europe, from Australia, from Japan, something like that. So initially, what I am requesting the organizer of this program, and you try to, I mean, publish multidisciplinary, because a single department cannot publish, cannot run a journal. So you join together, all the departments join together, go for a multidisciplinary journal. You can easily get ISS number. After getting the ISS number, you just submit your request to the University Grant Commission. Immediately they will give you, acceptance. That will be considered as a UGC CARE journal. So you need not worry about publishing in Scopus journal or even a peer-reviewed journal or some other accredited, whatever maybe. We have so many classifications outside the publication area. So you try to have your own journal. I mean, you can have a good editor. You can appoint a retired professor from somewhere from Madhya Pradesh as a chief editor, and you can have a senior professor as editorial board. You can have editors from even Vice 3 also. You can include as an editorial board member. And there are international levels. There are so many people are there. I mean, to be you can include as an editorial board members. Then that way people will help you to run a very good journal with excellent research publications, and you can take the copy to the Madhya Pradesh government. And these are the issues we have published. Kindly, for your kind information, to develop the tribal people, to develop the infrastructure development, to develop the agriculture sector, and you can submit all your suggestions to the government of Madhya Pradesh, so that the government will recognize your journal, and later on, that itself great recognition than publishing in citation journals in the Scopus journal. These are the ideas I want to share with you. So many other things are there, but anyway, most of the points are already shared by our Kamal Vice 3. With this, I want to conclude my discussion on this area. And I hope still I have a lot of things to share with you, but still due to lack of time, and I'm just curtailing my presentation on this. So I am very much thankful to all the, particularly Rabindranath Tagore University for having given this very good opportunity to share some ideas regarding the publications. I'm very much thankful to all the deans. Dean of Commerce is here, Dean of Management is there, Dean of Humanities is there, even IQC coordinator is here, and all the organizers of this program. Our Sudhis, my best, research scholar, I can say that. Then Ginny Jacob and Manali, and Femina is there. Ruji Mishra is there, and our external expert Vice 3. Is very much present here. I thank you very much for your making. Sitting and listening, and so I am once again I'm thankful to everybody. For this opportunity. And I suggested to you that you try to have your own journal. Forget about the quality, quantity of Scopus journals. You can ensure quality of your journal. You are capable of doing it. Why I am telling this one? You people are highly talented people. You have the knowledge. You have the wise everything. You can publish your own journal, and you make your own journal as a Scopus journal. Citation journal by different countries, different continents. With this, I am concluding my talk. Thank you once again for the opportunity. Thank you. Any questions? Just ask me. You're most welcome.
Yes. So thank you so much. Thanks, Achan sir. Really, it's a very, very useful and a very fruitful session, I can say. And we want to see you in future also with us, definitely. So with a short running of time, now we would like to call Dr. Ruchi Mishra Tiwari, Head of the Department, Faculty of Humanities and Liberal Arts, Rabindranath Tagore University, for feedback. Ma'am. Ma'am, please welcome. Ma'am, you are not audible.
Me? Myself?
It's audible.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's not audible, madam. I'm just,
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Yeah. Now am I audible?
yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, namaste. My warm regards to all of you. My name is Dr. Ruchi Mishra Tiwari, and I am the head School of Languages from Rabindranath Tagore University. And it's really been a very beautiful journey for me listening to both the eminent speakers today. This international workshop on writing and publication of academic research paper in Index Journal. Respected Dr. Vorakomal Vistri, Associate Professor, and Dr. P. Arunachalam, respected Dean of Commerce of Rabindranath Tagore University, Dr. Dipti Maheshwari, respected Dr. Neha Mathur, Dean of Management Department, Head of Management, Dr. Preeti, Head of Commerce, Dr. Basanti, and all the faculty members, research scholars who have joined today for this workshop. I am very much happy, and it's my privilege and pleasure to listen to Dr. Vorakomal and the beautiful presentation that she gave. And I heard what she said, and it was really inspiring, ma'am, that you mentioned that we need to be very creative and share our knowledge. All the participants, should be very creative and they should share the knowledge. And you mentioned one line that people are like wine, and they take time to register the thought that is being presented. So that was really beautiful. And the way you presented and the inputs that you have given were very useful for the research scholars and how they can publish their journals and what should be included. And secondly, Dr. Arunachalam, he also gave a beautiful presentation, and he mentioned so many points with respect to Indian scholars and Indian participants, that how they should, language should never be a barrier to the scholars, and writing paper gives an opportunity to the people to correct the papers. First, they should take the initiative of writing, then only they can think of improving. And Dr. Arunachalam mentioned a very important point that many papers are written by Indian scholars on sociology. They may not be relevant to Americans or to Britishers. They may not be very much relevant, but so that the citations will be less. For Indian scholars, the citations will be less, but that does not mean that their paper is not important. Their paper is very much important, even if the citation is less, because the global perspective cannot be included. If a student is in a village and writing a research paper in his own language, it also has a lot of weightage and importance, because he or she is focusing on the research area where he is residing. Where a person is residing, that particular area is included in the research journey. So that is why it does not matter if the citation is less, if people are not reading your research papers, but still the research paper is of equal importance. And as the Indian government is paying stress on regional languages, on vernacular languages, so people who are writing in regional languages of India, they have equal prominence when you are writing a research paper. Language should not be a barrier. So these points which are covered by Dr. P. Arunachalam were very crucial and important. And I think all the scholars and all the participants who joined the session today have really learned a lot. I was myself taking down notes when Dr. Vorakomal Vistri was giving the presentation. I took notes. Dr. Arunachalam, when he gave, I took the notes. So it was wonderful. Thank you for that enthusiasm. I can see that enthusiasm. So it was really wonderful session. And I thank the organizers, Dr. Sudesh and Dr. Femina, who have organized this workshop from Rabindranath Tagore University. And I thank all the specific committee, Dr. Vorakomal and Dr. Arunachalam. Lightning set.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruchi Mishra Tiwari, ma'am, for your valuable feedback to all the participants as well as to the eminent speaker. Now, I would like to call for the vote of thanks to Dr. Preeti Srivastav, Head of the Department of Management, RNTU. Dr. Preeti Srivastav, ma'am, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Famina, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon to all. On the behalf of Rabindranath Tagore University, I, Dr. Preeti Srivastava, HOD, Faculty of Management, feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks for the wonderful occasion of this international workshop, Writing and Publication of Academic Research Paper in the Index Journal. Organized by Faculty of Humanities and Liberal Arts, Faculty of Management and Commerce, Rabindranath Tagore University, Bhopal. Today's, I would like to also thanks to our today's eminent speakers, Dr. Varkumal Vistari, ma'am. Ma'am has delivered the session on how to write a research paper in a Scopus Index Journal, which is a very important topic and a very essential for all the research scholars and for all of us. So ma'am has covered all the insights of the research paper, how to write a research paper in a good manner, how to be a good publication for the research scholars and all. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful session. I would like also thanks to our second eminent speaker, respected Dr. P. Arunachalam, sir. Sir has also covered the how to write a good research paper in a very well manner. I think scholars has gained the knowledge about the sir's session also. And sir has covered the language aspects, which is a very necessary for the research paper writing also, because most of the person from the different cities, so which play a very important role for language role for the research papers. Lastly, I would like also extended my thanks to all the respected dean, HOD, and the faculty members of the different respective departments. I would like to also thanks to all the coordinators, Famina ma'am, Sudesh, and the organizing committee who organized a very good international conference, a very well manner. Thank you so much for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, we will give a few minutes for Arunachalam sir. He raises some questions related to his topic.
Yeah, welcome.
If you have any, dear participants, if you have any doubts, you can just ask some 1 or 2 questions to Arunachalam sir.
So research starts with the questions only.
Yeah.
Maybe they are tired. Maybe they
No
are tired
doubt.
of.
Yes.
So we snapshot.
Oh.
Yes, I think we don't have much very participants listen very carefully and they understand the concept. Really, it's very appreciating. So once again, thank you so much. You are sharing all the important highlights of the research, how to write a complete research paper. Really, it's very useful. And in future, again, we will meet and work on some other important concept related to research and education sector only. Thank you so much. And RNTU really a very thankful to both of you, the eminent speaker who give you valuable time. Really, thanks a ton. See you.
Yeah,
Stay safe.
Thank you, Femina. Thank you.